Hey there, what's going on? Coach Chris, Team Critical Bench. Today I want to go over one of my very favorite abdominal exercises. We've done other videos incorporating this movement, but I've actually never done a exercise video with me demonstrating this exercise and discussing it myself. Okay, so I want to go over just some of the finer points. The hanging leg raise. Now there are many versions of this. There's guys that are, very advanced that do what's called toes to the bar, where they, kind of raise their legs all the way up to the bar. There's variations where obviously you just raise the knees. There's ones where you can just do a single leg at a time, which is a little bit easier. And then of course you have your standard leg raise, both feet coming out in front of you, pretty much parallel to the ground. You can add a little bit of intensity to the exercise, or a little bit of difficulty to it, by trying to hold like a medicine ball or some type of weight at the ankles as you raise the legs up. And you've probably seen that in other videos if you're an avid watcher. So I want to just go over the basics of it. I love this exercise for a few reasons. It takes all the stress and strain out of the neck area, where a lot of us put a lot of excess stress while we're doing things like sit-ups and crunches, which I try to get away from as much as possible. In fact, other than maybe some stability ball crunches, I really don't do them. I'll do some decline sit-ups sometimes with weight medicine ball tosses and stuff like that, because it's fun. Maybe some rotation in there. Otherwise, not going to really see me on the ground doing any of that stuff. I'm just not a big advocate of it. The other reason I really like these is because they really do engage your abs without stressing out your lower back. Okay? So let me do some. You can grab the bar wherever you want. I like to grab a wide bar. It feels better on my shoulders. And then just raise those legs up. Now you can do toes to the bar. Right? You can do the knees. You can do single leg, like that. Or like I said, you can hold some weight in there. The best thing to focus on is your downward movement. So as you're coming down, you're not swaying. You always want to maintain that control element. So as you're coming down, you're not all over the place. I remember the first time I tried doing that exercise years and years ago. Probably about 15 to 16 years ago, when I first really started getting into training. And I would watch the control that this one guy had, and then I would go over and try to do it, and I was just swaying all over the place because I didn't understand that there's two phases, the upward raising of the legs and the downward control, right? So we got to focus on both. I would say probably start with just pulling the knees up. If you need the slings on your elbows, you can go that route. Again, I like to make my hands, my forearms, my arms do some work. It also gets the back engaged. It's, if you can ever hang from a bar, there's a lot of benefits to that. Just hanging for time has its benefits. So doing these, hanging on, working on your grip, working on your control, putting minimal strain or really none on your back, none on your neck, and getting the abs to fire hard. So give them a try. Hanging leg raises, I love them, do them all the time. One of my go-to exercises for abdominals. Thank you so much for watching. Coach Chris, Team Critical Bench, rocking out the new shirt. We'll see you again real soon.